You asked me earlier, what would I expect to see?
Yeah.
Here are some other things that I think we should have seen a bit more of. I mean, when we're talking about AI, I think it was the Canva CTO who said that the AI tool should be there to augment your thinking and accelerate your execution. And this is something that, organizations, you need skills to use AI, and we just didn't see it. I was really surprised at that.
Yeah, 100%. I think that AI is like we've said there, it's the future skills story. It taps into efficiency, it taps into kind of productivity, which have been issues in most modern economies. It's something that we track productivity of the workforce. But like you said, only 14% actually discussed how they're going to prepare employees for the future. And it's a big question as to why they're not doing that. Is it because of this fear around AI replacing jobs? And so people are being a little bit cautious about broaching this topic. But I think it is extraordinary. You can't deny the fact that it is reshaping how we work. I think the World Economic Forum estimates that 44% of workers' skills will be disrupted for the next 5 years until we find our kind of groove with all of this. But I think there are opportunities here to weave this into the EVP in a sensible way and to kind of curb perhaps some of that fear that is creeping through. And certainly people are feeling quite nervous about it.
And then the next one, being part of something bigger. That speaks to a very introspective view that organisations are taking of what they do. They say they're leading, they say they're offering all of these things, but they don't talk about context. They don't talk about our place in the world is this, and therefore your place in the world is this too. Yeah, I think again it's a bit of a missed opportunity.
100%. I think it's not just sort of contributing to, we have mission statements, we have values, and we kind of connect the employee experience to those. But then I think there's a broader story to be kind of woven here as well, looking at how that all fits into what ultimately your impact is on the world around you and the local community, and how you're contributing to that. And we see this a lot with the research that we do, the EVPs that we develop for the public sector, being part of something bigger and the impact that you have on your local community and the wider society is so strong. But quite often that piece, that narrative, that story is missing, but it's so powerful. It's the emotional driver, and that can drive discretionary effort. It can drive loyalty, retention, just kind of like 360 back to one of our earlier comments, but it underpins retention as well.
Psychological safety, I mean, this is the one that entered the workplace health and safety vernacular.
I think where the vernacular sits right now is that people don't talk about psychological safety. We are having those conversations about sort of mental health, and people talk about bringing your whole self to work.
Yeah.
But where I think this links in is that we have these kind of conversations around mental health, but the approach to it is very much a sticky plaster. So, you see it's being tapped into the EAP that might be offered. But there's not very much else in terms of the structure around creating that psychological safety, even if you don't use that language, but creating that structure around it's really weak. It's very flimsy, it's fragile. And we just kind of couch it in, bring your whole self to work.